nigga is tired, man. Well, I just been puffing too hard, but and too much. I've been doing this shit consistently for 5 years, bro. Not 5 years, but holy shit. My bad, dude. Oh shit. Well, all right, y'all. I'm gonna give it some more time, but a few more people start rocking in here. Oh shit. All right. We gonna get it going. So, first things first, YouTube needs to get off my dick. I don't know what I'm doing or what I have to do to get these niggas to stop fucking blocking my shit in people countries and shit. I don't know what I gotta do. If I gotta fucking just go back to basics and put a fucking crumpled screen up and have that plastered on my shit and just put the pictures up like that, I'll do that. But these niggas just won't leave me alone about this copyright shit, bro. I'm at this point, I don't want to keep stressing over this shit, but it's fucking annoying. All right, so today we got a few things on the agenda. I want to debunk a few videos, and then I want to go over a tier list that I was gonna go over last stream, but I got too fucked up and I couldn't. I wasn't thinking. So basically, tell me which one y'all want to do first. I don't really care. Personally, I actually do want to do the tier list first because I'm gonna make that a video in the future, and when I make that a video, it's going to be long as shit. Basically detailing I wouldn't say every character, but like a majority of the mainstay characters of Dragon Ball, like Z, from every arc, ranked from weakest to strongest. I'm doing this shit. Hopefully I can make it shorter than 30 minutes. I don't think it'll be possible. Because a lot of these characters, I'm gonna just show y'all. I'm gonna stop yapping. I'm gonna show y'all niggas. Y'all gonna see what I mean, bro. Y'all gonna see what I mean. Is this the one? Nope. This should be it. If this isn't it, then I'm fucked. But it should be this one. Yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is the one that I made I don't even know how long. I made this maybe 2 weeks ago. I just kind of kept adjusting it as time passed. But yeah, it's still some things I need to fix. It's still some things I need to get underway. But I haven't done the original Dragon Ball characters yet because I don't want to do that shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. So yeah, not doing that. But All right, so I'm gonna just go over the shit that you see, so that way we can all understand like what I'm doing. And I'll make it a video in the future. Probably like that should have probably dropped like next week, the week after. But yeah, so I got Vidal at the bottom, like at the pure bottom. I don't know if her power level touches 1,000 yet. I don't know. I don't remember seeing that. Don't remember that happening. If y'all remember her power level being in 1,000 during the Budokai Tenkaichi, good. That's cool. But I still don't think that she's even stronger than Chaozu in the Saiyan Saga. No bullshit. Then you got Chaozu in the Saiyan Saga, Yamcha, Krillin. This is wait. My bad. Okay, these are all the niggas before training. My fault. So this is like before the training and shit. Like right when they meet everybody and things. So like this is right when Goku and Gohan meets everybody. We got Chaozu, Yamcha, Krillin, Tien, Piccolo, Goku, and then the same thing repeated with their weighted clothes off. Yajirobe's over the both of them. Gohan then trains and he has like one of the highest battle powers around when the Saiyans check for the scouters and shit. What the fuck? What's going on with my YouTube? What the fuck? Nigga said that shit not responding, cuz. Hold on. Alright, we should be good. Back to this. So like I was saying, Gohan's above the both of them. He has like one of the highest battle powers along with Piccolo, and it's just in the thousands already. So that would be above everyone we've seen so far. Because Goku has like power level like 416 or some shit. Without his weighted clothes on. Or with his weighted clothing on. And then like it jumps to something else like, you know, throughout the line. Or was it like 300 with his weighted clothes on, and then 400 when he drops them. And then Yajirobe's like at 900 to 1,000. Gohan's at 1,000 after his training arc. Bubbles is like right around that area. Then you have Gohan with like a little bit of his potential showing up because of his anger and shit. Then you got Yamcha after his training. The Cybermen. Yes, I'm saying that one of like I'm saying the Cybermen are stronger than Yamcha. I know Yamcha killed one, but that just means that they're relative, which is cool because again, one killed Yamcha. So let's flip it. Now, obviously, you could say Yamcha's over and be like the whole off guard thing, but I gave the nigga the spirit ball, so whatever, you know. Then it's Yamcha like after Namek. Again, you don't know if this nigga gets like stronger or what, like to what extent, to what level, you don't know. Like, I'm just saying. So, waste of time. What the fuck is this? I don't need no damn washer and dryer right now, cause I'm good. All right, what the fuck? Okay, so then we get into Krillin after the training, Raditz, Krillin on Namek, Gohan on Namek, Destructo Disc, Tien. Nigga, y'all can read. I'm not about to keep going over the same shit. Y'all can see it. What's contentious? Goldo should not be contentious, like at the top, at the pinnacle. I know niggas talk shit about Goldo, but like he would beat the dog shit out of anybody in the Namek arc, or like out of anybody in the Saiyan arc and below. Like he's shitting on all of them people. No disrespect, but I'm just being honest. So yeah, I don't know why niggas diss Goldo, but that nigga, like, he kind of ass, but he's still fucking over the Saiyan saga tremendously, especially with his time stop. He's fucking them over. The only one he may not be is fucking Vegeta. I swear, bro, stop fucking recommending me this fucking ad, nigga. Damn. Fuck. I don't need no damn washer and dryer, gang. In this economy, I'm broke enough as is. Alright, let's get to it, bro. But yeah, like I said, the only person that Goldo really can't beat in the Saiyan saga is like fucking Goku with Kaioken and like Vegeta. That's it. Those are the only two people he's beating. But everybody else fucked on. Bad. Alright, let's keep going. So then I got Kaioken times 2 Goku, or times 1. Then I got Kui, Vegeta, Dodoria, Zarbon, suppressed, Krillin after Namek, Gohan like after his what Zenkai was this shit? Fucking 2, 3? I'll probably say 2. Goku's arrival, Krillin in the Android Saga, Trunks, Tien, y'all can see. What's contentious in this bitch? I put Bobby there because of his magic. That's the only reason I gave him a up. That's about it. Let's keep pushing it. I think the rest is pretty spot on. You got first form Frieza, Vegeta. I don't know if I should put Gohan there, but I will. Rage Amp Gohan, fucking second form Frieza, Piccolo on I think this is Piccolo in the Cell Saga, or like the beginning of the Android Saga. Gohan training in the hyperbolic time chamber in base, third form Frieza. I probably would put Gohan above there, just being honest. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Super Saiyan Gohan first unlock. That shit just look like a Goku's hairstyle, but just longer. Vegeta and Namek after like his fucking second, third Zenkai. I think it was just abusing that shit. The Zenkai he gets like right when Frieza goes into his final form. That's like his fourth Zenkai. Super Saiyan Gohan, hyperbolic time chamber, final form Frieza. Goku after his second Zenkai. This is like base, no power up. Frieza then powers up. Goku then powers up. Frieza then powers up. Goku then has to go Kaioken. That fails. Frieza powers up even more. And then again, this is base Trunks. Trunks after coming back the second time. Like this is like when he comes back to the past the second time. And this is future Gohan. Trunks still does not feel like he surpassed or even like equals up with Gohan here, so that's why I put him there. That could be just like mentor-student bias, but even then, like, that has to come from somewhere. Final form Frieza, Goku on Yardrat. Gohan does not feel like he caught up to Goku on Yardrat, so that's where I'm going to leave him. Super Saiyan Goku, I don't feel like Goku surpassed the Super Saiyan state here, even though, again, you could argue that Goku was talking about his base form state when he said he was going to wipe out Frieza and King Cold, but though it could happen, but even then, I don't know, that's still reaching. King Cold, Frieza, or Mecha Frieza, who stated to be stronger than his full power self. Base Vegeta, base Goku, future Gohan, Trunks. Y'all see the list. Android 19. This is like Android 19 before absorbing all of Goku's energy. Goku was fucking that nigga. He was beating the fuck out that nigga. Bad. Even after absorbing some of his energy, Goku was still beating the fuck out that nigga. It wasn't until like he took the Kaioken and like his energy like really dropped off, which is why I put him right here. Full power Goku, which isn't really his full power. It's just Goku at the pinnacle of his heart virus, or like at the pinnacle of his power before the heart virus sets in. And that's why I put him above like this energy, because I still feel like Goku would beat the fuck out of this 19. Then you got Zero. Then you got Zero after like stops suppressing himself and he like absorbs energy. I put Piccolo weighted below the Zero, above without his weights. I still had Goku above. I still think Goku's above Vegeta in the Android Saga, but again, just for like simplicity's sake, and I don't feel like arguing for real, I put Vegeta above. Then you got Imperfect Cell before absorbing everybody and shit. Future 18, current 18, future 17. Then you have is this Future Cell? I think. Yeah, that might be Future Cell. And he stated above the future androids, so that's all I need for that. Base Goku after the hyperbolic time chamber training. The only reason why I put him here is because this is Goku like when he first steps in. But if we're talking about Goku after, I'm gonna be honest. I would put Goku here. No bat. I would put Goku there. What up, Zeta? Bro, TikTok is like just pure view farm game. That shit is crazy. All right, let me see what else is over here too. And then you got Future 17. Or that's not Future 17. Current 17. Fucking. My brain is blinking. Piccolo after the hyperbolic time chamber, he steps in. Or no, that's after Kami. I'm dumb. That's after Kami waited. Anyway, that's waited Piccolo 17. Trunks after another round in the time chamber. Do. Or what? That's Trunks. Wait. Cut. That's Trunks when he steps in. Either that's when he steps out or when he steps. I'm probably gonna say that's when he steps out. So like base Trunks after the first time chamber. Then you got future. Well, he goes back to the future, pun intended. He goes back to the future after getting a haircut and shit. You know the whole deal. No reason to believe that he gets massively stronger or even above his father at this point. Also, even the statement that Vegeta or that that Trunks makes about how he surpassed his father, that shit's ass. Don't use that. That statement is only in reference to Super Saiyan Grade 3 and the fact that he's stronger than Vegeta because he has Grade 3 and Vegeta's at Grade 2. That's it. That is the only disparity. That is the only disparity. And the reason why that matters so much is because Trunks then gets contradicted by himself when he admits that Vegeta deliberately chose not to ascend into Grade 3. He could have, but chose not to. So the retrograde, or what the fuck did I just say? The retrospect back to Super Saiyan Grade 2, where Vegeta's already above Trunks, still fits in the same way when it comes to Grade 3. So because he's above him in Grade 2, he's also above him in Grade 3, and that remains the same. Simple associative property. Anyway, let's keep it going. What up, Jay? We got Grade 2 Goku. Again, is this no, this is Super Saiyan Goku. Like I said, I'm gonna fix this. I still think Goku's above, and that benchmark has not changed. I don't give a fuck how you feel. Or actually, no. Only reason I'm saying this is because this is Goku at the time, and at the time, sure, he could have been weaker, so we'll put him there. But if we're talking like by the end, like I think unmastered Super Saiyan would probably be above these candidates, but we don't see that again. The next time we see Goku and Gohan training is like when they mastered the state. So, unless I'm seeing a different drawing, I could be wrong. But yeah, all right. So then we got bro after powering up, then after the hyperbolic time chamber again. Or no. This is after witnessing Cell's power up and shit. Again, I would probably say it's below this because like his energy probably cooled down and died down. Then this is Cell's power up after like absorbing hella humans and shit. Piccolo after the hyperbolic time chamber. Then Goku and Vegeta inside of Boo's body, they're said to be 1,000 times weaker. But if you see the placement that I have, like where Super Saiyan Goku and Super Saiyan Vegeta are, like look at where I have them at, and then look at where they're, you know, I low-key feel like they could be lower. You know? They could be lower. I don't fucking know. I don't know. It'll change. It'll change in the future, depending on how I feel. It depends on how I'm feeling. All right. So then we got Super Saiyan Trunks in the Cell games. Yeah. Super Saiyan Trunks in the Cell games. Piccolo in the Majin Buu arc. Future Trunks in the Super Saiyan state. Super Saiyan Vegeta in the Cell games. 16. Super Saiyan 2 or Super Grade 2 Cell. Grade 2 Cell when enraged. Kibito. Goten and Trunks during the World Martial Arts Tournament. Then I got Gohan at the top. Yes, they're stated to be on the same level. Fight me. I don't give a fuck how you feel. And then I would only say that Goten is stronger than this. Goten and Trunks are stronger than this Gohan after the fucking hyperbolic time chamber training. Super Saiyan Goten and Trunks during the time or during the fucking, is this time chamber? Wait a fucking minute. Am I drunk, nigga? I'm drunk as a bitch. Holy fuck. All right, go back. This is them in the time chamber. Holy fuck. This is them in the time chamber. This is them in the World Martial Arts Tournament time. There we go. This is them in the time chamber. I'm fucking high. All right. I don't know why I keep doing these fat gaps in time in my talking. Who the fuck is this nigga? My bad, Chad. I had to go grab my phone. Oh shit. Fuck. Alright, we back. Side note, I was just watching Supernatural, bro. I swear to God, them niggas be overhyping them characters, bro. Y'all niggas be making them characters seem like they're so fucking broken. The only two characters that I really feel like are broken as fuck are, I would say, Trickster / Gabriel, the Empty, the Reapers, Death, all them niggas. And it's not even, it's just because of their abilities and shit. And then God and Darkness. Those are the two strongest people. Those are the ones that, like, okay, I would really see like y'all making arguments for why they're the strongest and shit. I get that. But the vampires, ass. The werewolves, ass. The ghouls, ass. All them shit suck. The demons, ass. The angels, ass. Fucking Lucifer, ass. These niggas all suck. Like, all these niggas are trash. I'm sorry, but I had to say that. All right. Anyway, my bad. Back to my point. I just had to get that off my chest real quick. That shit was crazy. Fucking weak ass finale. All right, back to this shit. Watch the stream, little nigga. I don't gotta hold your hand through every little process. You should be able to get the little faculties to be able to piece up what I'm doing. It's not that hard. Back to this. All right, cool. So we got that Gohan with the Z sword. Excuse the fucking trash truck outside. Base Vegeta after training. Base Goku. Grade 3 Goku. Grade 2 Goku, grade 2 Trunks, grade 2 Vegeta. Base Vegeta, like, after coming back to life. All that, all that interesting shit. Grade 3 Goku, grade 3 Trunks. Base Goku, coming back to life. Master Super Saiyan Goku, like, just regular powering up normally. The Cell Juniors, Cell himself, grade 3 Cell, Shin, 18, Elder Kai. This is South Kai, I think, Kibito Kai, the Grand Supreme Kai. Obviously I got this there. Master Super Saiyan Gohan in the Cell Saga. I think Adolescent Gohan is stronger. Super Saiyan Vegeta, before dying and shit. Super Saiyan Gohan after the Z Sword. Or this is like before the Z Sword, but he's still getting stronger and shit. Actually, I'll probably put it like this because he doesn't really get that strong. I say half power Master Super Saiyan Goku. The fuck is this? Is this Cell after getting 18 kicked out of him? Or is this like him enraged? Yeah, that's him like pissed off getting bigger and shit. But he's still like weakened and shit, so Then you got Cell powering up even more. Super Saiyan Goku on in the Buu Saga. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan on the Buu Saga. And then Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in the Cell Saga. Again, I could make the argument that this Gohan is stronger, but that's a whole nother thing. Gotenks First Awakening. Perfect or Super Perfect Cell, Deborah, Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta after coming back to life. Majin Vegeta. Matter of fact, I'm going to be honest, just the fact that he was able to even do something to suppress Kid Buu. I get he was holding back, but like I would put that Vegeta over like anything Majin Vegeta does. The same motherfucker that was struggling to actually put in dents on fucking Fat Buu. So yeah, I would probably say like this. That's fine. Over both of these niggas then. Yeah, that's fine. And then we got Fat Buu, obviously. Super Saiyan 2 Gotenks. Then Gotenks after training. Actually, no, I think these are like connected. Yeah, these are the same thing. So before this, Gotenks after training, that's that. Yup. Evil Buu. This is Super Saiyan 2 Gotenks, funny enough, and he's about to go into 3. Super Buu, Buikalo, Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, Ultimate Gohan, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, like dead and alive, Buu-Tanks, Buhan, Base Vegito. I don't know why the fuck people think that Base Vegito and Buhan are equal. They're not. What the fuck? That's like the only argument in the manga that people really have to support that is the fact that like he goes into Super Saiyan immediately, but that's not inherently evidence that his base form wouldn't be enough. That's not the point. I don't think that's inherently proven, but I guess. You can debate me on it then. That's fine. If you think it's ass. Matter of fact, let me put my shit on here. Just so niggas don't, get shit fucked up. Let me put my shit on here real fast. Let me see. Yeah, I heard niggas saying like that argument. It just didn't make any sense to me. Definitely confusing. All right, there it is. And then put that over it. Yup. There we go. But yeah, if niggas disagree, at my Discord, we could debate. I really don't understand how niggas is disagreeing with this list. I think this is low key as close as niggas could get. Like, I really don't understand how niggas is like losing their faculties on this list. I don't give a fuck about Luffy. Honestly, I'll talk about Naruto. To me, Naruto comfortably scales to like large to multi-planetary or large planetary. They're both the same shit to me. But like, you can say star comfortably, but like in between that range, he's not solar system, he's not galaxy, he's not uni. And I say like MFTO plus. That's fine. I've never seen a good like. Honestly, MFTO plus is stretching it. I haven't even seen a good scale for that. Like, it's just niggas automatically assuming that the gate state, like, bro, it's niggas using the Haku statement. The Haku statement is literally telling you that it's possible that Haku can move at this speed. Now, the possibility is in question now. Are they saying that it's possible, meaning that he can do it given certain conditions that give him that ability? Or are they saying that there's something that, like, are they saying, like, he's limiting himself from doing this ability and that he could jump into that mode at any point in time? That's the question. Now, I'm going to be honest. Nothing in the manga supports that second interpretation. Nothing. But the first interpretation makes sense. Kid Boo's weaker than Buff Boo? Yes. What the fuck? Do y'all, what? What? Yes. Y'all realize Kid Buu doesn't get weakened until the Grand Supreme Kai comes into play. Y'all understand that, right? Like, Kid Buu is directly stated multiple times to be the result of what happens when he loses all absorptions. And yes, he gets stronger than Buhan. Don't get me wrong. I agree. But then take that and then add a fucking amp on that. And that's Buff Buu. Like, yeah. My bad. I ain't mean to sound so aggressive, but that was just like how it is. So like, take Kid Buu, the person that has all these statements of being strong and shit, and then throw that in the fray with an amp. That's Buff Buu. Buff Buu is Kid Buu with the fucking amp from South Kai. Like, yes, directly. Now, granted, I'm saying they're interchangeable. I could be wrong on that logic, and I'm prone to being wrong. But again, I have Buff Buu at the pinnacle, the peak of Dragon Ball Z. It could be interchangeable with Kid Buu. I don't think Vegito is stronger. The fact that there is no Spirit Bomb here is fucking crazy. But there is no Spirit Bomb anything here, so I can't do my thing with that. But yeah, if there was Spirit Bomb, that would be at the peak. But yeah, you're not dumb, gang. You're not dumb. It's a lot of statements. What are you talking, bro? What are you talking about, nigga? Madrama, Madarama, what are you fucking talking about, bro? Nigga, what? This nigga just typing random shit in the chat. David, you're not dumb, gang. You're not dumb. It's a common confusion. But, and even then, it's still logic that I'm new to now, and I could be prone to being wrong. But like I said, this is as simple as the list is finna get. I'm not about to break it down no simpler than this. This is what I'll be making the video off of. So yeah, I'll be making the video off of this exact tier list. There might be a few edits, a few changes here and there, but for right now, this is the mainstay, the main list. I will add Dragon Ball on later on, but for right now, this is just Z. Getting mad at what? What are you talking about? You're asking me a dumbass question. What are you talking about? Anyway, but yeah, that was the tier list. If niggas need to, see my topics list, it's right here. If anybody wants to debate, wait, are you just trying to bait people to, or bait people into debating you? No. Everything I put on that list I can defend perfectly fine, and I firmly believe it. But yeah, there goes the topics list. Yeah, I think I'm perfectly succinct in what I did. I haven't even added on like movie characters, nothing like that. I'm not even like. You said what, bro? You said nothing to me about Buff Boo. What are you talking about? Are you Dragon David? I'm talking to Dragon David. That had nothing to do with you. You didn't even ask me anything about that. What the fuck? You said nothing about Buff Boo, so how did you translate that into me talking to you? What the fuck, bro? Alright, gang. I ain't gonna stress that too much. But yeah, every claim I put on here I can defend. Every claim that's here I can defend. Like, I can defend both claims just fine, you know. And it's not even about whether or not I can defend it. Like, it's about whether or not I think they're true, and I do. That's what I'm, David. I'm saying the same thing, bro. I'm saying the same thing. I'm so damn confused, bro. I'm so damn confused. All right, y'all. So we got into the point now where I'm going to start doing reactions and shit like that. Just reacting to videos. Bear with me while I fix and adjust my window capture real quick. It's a little bit fucked up. There we go. All right. So let's see. Just want to make sure everything running smooth and shit. All right. So hold on, let me check something real fast. Give me 2 seconds. Hold on, chat. All right. Let me see. Random. I don't want to react to videos just yet. Random Dragon Ball character wheel. Oh shit. Yes, sir. All right, cool. All right, type shit. This is gonna be a little creative. So, the homie Zeta, he gave me this idea, which it didn't really come from him. I used to watch this nigga named Sumo Gaming, and he used to like use his spin wheel all the time and push it on there. But I wanted to flip it my way, and this is where I got the idea from Zeta. So the idea came in where basically I'm just gonna essentially spin this fucking wheel, get some names, and when I get the name, when I get these names, I'll put them in a versus battle, and I'll talk about who will win the fight. That's just gonna be what it is. Now, I could do videos like this, but then again, that's gonna cost some. That might cost some viewership. Not gonna lie, but fuck it. But yeah, let's get to let's just do like, you know, regular arguments and shit, regular videos and shit, regular little back and forth. Here we go. All right, we got. Oh, if it's obvious, I'm not. Or if it's obvious or it's a character that just doesn't fucking matter to me, we're respinning. Okay, Ultra Ego Vegeta versus who? All right, who we got? Okay, I'm gonna spin again. I'm gonna spin again. Super Vegito. Okay. Uh. Uh. Okay, it's obvious Ultra Ego Vegeta, but I was trying to spin it and say like, okay, is it like Super Vegeta? I feel like niggas just say dumb shit and then try to dress it up as like rage bait, rage bait, rage bait. Like, no, bro. All right, let me find another wheel, cause like it's too many like varying characters. I want this shit to be like consistent. Let's try this one. All right, Vegito. Go Tanks in a fight. Vegito's whooping that ass. Next. I don't really gotta talk too much on that one. Next. Android 19 versus who, my nigga? Versus who? Next. I don't think we gotta answer that one. These pairings kind of suck. Android 16 versus who? I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna. All right, Android 16 versus Android 17. Let's see if y'all got some brain cells. Who do y'all think winning? Who y'all got? Android 16 or 17? Who's stronger? I'm talking about like both in Dragon Ball Z, both in the Cell Saga. Who was stronger? I want y'all to really think about that. It should not be a thought. But let's see who really read the series. Who y'all got? Go ahead, put that shit in the chat. Cause it really shouldn't. Really shouldn't spark that much. Oh shit. I think Shannon Sharp got fired. Crazy. Glad to see niggas actually. I'm not watching. I might watch that Superman movie, but I ain't going to the fucking theater for it. DC, you ain't getting no coins out of me, my nigga. It's 16, by the way. It's stated like multiple times. He's like literally El Maga Legendario put them niggas in order and like ranked them from weakest to strongest, and they put like 16 above 17. It's Cell at the strongest, then 16, then 17, then 18, then Zero, then 19. What the fuck? I got Super Saiyan Rage Trunks twice. Alright, let's not fucking get Videl put through the grinder already. This shit ass. This shit sucks. Bro, like I thought I was gonna get some good versus battles, bro. I'm not getting shit. Alright, we're gonna do one last one. One last one, bro. We got Beerus. Come on. Come on. Come on. Be something we can talk about. Oh my fucking God. Please give us something that we can talk about. Please. Please. Okay. Currently, Beerus is tapping that ass. It's just handed. I ain't gonna lie. Handed. Pretty clean and easy. Alright, next. If it's not the last one that we gonna do, bro, that's fucking Super Saiyan God Vegeta, okay? Versus who? Goku slams. Yeah, this shit kind of ass. Maybe we should just react to videos. Let's just do that then. Fuck it. Let's just react to videos then. All right, chat. Let's get to it. Send me some videos that y'all want me to react to. For now, I'm gonna just go on my own thing. I'm gonna just go on my own accord, and whatever I want to react to, I'm gonna react to it. Every plot hole in Dragon Ball ever. This came out 5 months ago, but I still want to react to it. How far would Ichigo Kurosaki get in Dragon Ball realistically? I want to watch this, but I haven't finished the 1,000-Year Blood War, and I don't want to get spoiled, so I'm not watching that. Bro, that Full Bring arc, I don't know how niggas hate on that shit. That shit was low-key beautiful. Alright, so Totally Not Mark made a video. Naruto is outer. Yeah, that's a rage bait, nigga. That's a rage bait. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, Totally Not Mark made a video talking about every plot hole in Naruto ever. So we're gonna go on that and just react to this video. And GT doesn't really have, it don't have plot holes per se. I wouldn't say that. I don't think it has plot holes. All right.
Those weapons. All right, show of hands.
So, we're on the screen. Alright, every plot hole in Dragon Ball ever. Strap in. I'm gonna low-key speed it up a little bit. I don't want to be here for too long, so we're just gonna go to like 1.2.
Who here knows how big the Great Ape or Uzaru form of Dragon Ball is? Well, if any of you have your hands up, you are bold-faced liars because Toriyama invented them, and even he seems to draw these guys at radically different sizes, even within the same chapter sometimes. There's something intoxicating about noticing a mistake in a work of fiction, whether it be the coffee cup from Game of...
Wait, stop. I know it's just 21 seconds in, but like, that was such a weak-ass point to make. Like, first of all, perspective matters. Like, obviously the size and the way things look are going to change depending on the perspective of the shot. That's obvious. However, that doesn't mean like they're radically different size in actuality. Secondly, and most importantly, I guess he's trying to say like they're radically different from Ozaru to Arzari, but that's kind of how that works. Like, people, bro, if a bodybuilder that weighs like 145 pounds and a bodybuilder that weighs like 160 both gain 20 pounds, they're obviously going to look radically different. Like, they're not going to look the same, and they're not going to have the same strength. They're not going to have the same size. They're not going to look the same. That's just intrinsically argued. But I guess that was a pointless nitpick. Let's get into it.
Thrones, Daniel San's illegal kick in Karate Kid, or the countless plot.
But that kick is not illegal. I'm going over all of that on my other channel, but that kick was not illegal. That was not a fake. That was not a fraudulent kick. Daniel scored that point. You can strike your opponent directly in the face with your leg in karate. That's a point. Like, that's not illegal at all.
The Illustrious Friends TV show. For someone like me who spent a frankly embarrassing amount of time examining the story of Dragon Ball, it's easy for me to point and draw attention to the subtle brilliance many of you might have missed. Through my countless read-throughs of Dragon Ball, I've shared so much of what made Akira Toriyama incredible to me. However, I've also intentionally withheld some of my favorite discoveries from those read-throughs. Those being plot holes, inconsistencies, and contrivances. Naturally, you might be thinking I'm crazy for suggesting these elements are anything other than a plague within the Dragon Ball property. However, for me, they do more than offer minor frustrations or even a cheap laugh. For me, after some time, they began to offer something the very best of Dragon Ball never could. A brief but very real peek behind the curtain. These chinks in the armor of Dragon Ball's story allowed me to look past the polished magnum opus that was Akira Toriyama's Dragon Ball and see the artifacts of a young artist trying to make sense of his story in real time. And so today I'm going to outline some of the most notorious and lesser known plot holes, inconsistencies, and contrivances even from Dragon Ball. And who knows, maybe this peek behind the curtain will paint a clearer picture of the late and great Akira Toriyama for you all. Something I should disclose from the outset here is that this won't be counting down all the retcons in the Dragon Ball series. Making a video like that would be idiotic, so exhausting it would drive me insane, and you can watch it by clicking the top right hand corner there, and no, I am not proud of it. I'm also not going to be getting into power scaling. Despite it being an area millions are obsessed with, it's not really something that interests me much, and it's also an area that has been beaten to death over the last 15 years. Plus, who needs power levels when you have Goku's Uzaru form exploding out of Pilaf's castle one moment and then shrinking down to being a little taller than a small bus the next? All of this happens in chapter 22, which, for those of you keeping track at home, was the Uzaru's very first action sequence of the series. I like this moment because it demonstrates a young Toriyama's inexperience with needing to keep track of such enormous characters. He clearly needed Goku to break out of the castle, but he also needed him to be short enough for Yamcha to hold down his tail. Thankfully, the next...
Or like, wait. Pause. Again, perspective matters. Like, also, if you look at the size of Pilaf's castle, that shit is... It's not a big castle at all. Like, everyone there was just extremely fucking short. And also, a tail at the bottom of Goku's ass, pause, that is facing down towards the ground can be jumped at and grabbed. Like, that's not a crazy thing and doesn't imply a different side. All right, bro.
time he whipped out this form during the 21st Tenkaichi Budokai, he was very consistent in the character's sizing, by keeping him roughly the size of a small building. That is until Gohan and Vegeta transform into the Uzaru during the Saiyan Saga, and we're right back to giant monkeys the size of skyscrapers again. Though I suppose you could make the case that Goku's Uzaru is just weirdly small? I mean, he is a lower class warrior after all. Moving things along, looking back, one might...
Oh my god, this one got ads in it too.
Forever go beyond what we see on the court.
You are the
I want to get 2K26, but it's like,
with villains like Frieza, Vegeta, and Cell, Toriyama had those big bad stories on lock from day one. However, that's not really the case. While there's plenty to love about the likes of Tao Pai Pai's ruthless characterization, the story surrounding his introduction had a lot of, well, shall we say, convenient moments. Firstly, Goku finds the Dragon Ball in Upa's village, which is fine, but it also happens to be right next to Karin Tower, the exact and perfect place he needs to get stronger following his encounter with Tao. Secondly, once Tao is hired, without knowing anything about the location he needs to travel to, other than the general vague direction and guesstimated distance, Tao Pai Pai lands exactly where Goku is standing at the base of Karin Tower. It is an hilarious, albeit suspension of disbelief shattering moment. And finally, despite being referred to as the world's greatest assassin, once Tao Pai Pai downs Goku, he never thinks to confirm the kill, despite Goku demonstrating that he is remarkably durable and resilient beyond anything he's come across thus far. Through not...
Okay. Let's say my 100% power has a confirmed statement of being able to kill anybody, right? This is just like an argument. But let's say I have a power, and this power is so strong that it can kill anyone. Now, let's just say that this person, or you know what? I'm going to down that because I still want it to fit and make it like, you know, align better. Let's say I got a power. It's 50%. And that power is stated to kill anyone. Let's say this one motherfucker out the group randomly survives my 50% power. Get it? Okay. I then kick up my 50% to 100% with the intent to kill, right? I make clear analysis of the person being lifeless, right? I take what I need and I leave. How the fuck am I a bad assassin there? Like, what the fuck? Like, bro. And it's not like the nigga was just like, oh yeah, let me get the backpack and dip. That's not what happened. Like, that's nowhere even near what happened. Like, all right, keep going.
Not checking his body, he doesn't notice the Dragon Ball on his person, which blocked the blast in the first place, and pretty much goes off for countless hours, if not days, shopping for an outfit while Goku is given all the time he needs to train with Karin. None of these, of course, are deal breakers. I love this exchange. The fight with Tao is still awesome, but it does play a role in making the Red Ribbon Army arc, for me at least, one of the more difficult arcs to get through upon reread. But hey, at least Karin Tower's training was great. I wish I could say the same for the King Piccolo arc. Now, you might be thinking, oh wow, Toriyama does the exact same thing there again when King Piccolo thinks he killed Goku, only for him to come back to life and scale the tower and get get stronger again. But you'd be wrong in thinking that, because it's actually way worse. What happens is, unlike Tao, who was lazy, King Piccolo actually does his due diligence to check to see if Goku was actually alive. He confirms that he's dead and then leaves, only for Goku to, for some reason, somehow, come back to life again. None of this is explained. It just happens.
What? Yajirobe literally explains what happened in this scene. What the fuck? Okay, if for those that need the explanation, Yajirobe outright explains that Goku, like, willed himself back to life. Like, his life force and his life energy was so strong that even after being hit in a state that put him near death, it brought him, like, he willed himself back to being. So again, yeah, he did his due diligence and he was like, oh yeah, this nigga dead, because Goku had no sign of life until his energy was propelled right back into his body. His life force was shot back up. Like, it's explained. It's right there. What the fuck? All right, gang.
His heart stopped beating just long enough for King Piccolo to leave and then start up again. This is probably the biggest contrivance in all of the Dragon Ball manga's original run. Oh, and yeah, the Ultra Divine Water sucks. It's a worse version of what happened before, totally unearned, blah, blah, blah. But okay, look, while it might look like this King Piccolo stuff suggests Toriyama didn't learn anything from his past difficulties with Tao, in actuality, it likely has more to do with Toriyama's reported poor health during this period of serialization. I'm inclined to believe this, as despite the unfavorable light I just painted the King Piccolo arc with, it's undeniable that every main villain introduced henceforth would be a home run for the franchise.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete
But that's enough story for now. How about we look at some juicy inconsistencies and blatant mistakes, like Yamcha's leg from the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai. As seen during their match, Ten Shinhan breaks Yamcha's left leg. For the rest of the tournament, as well as the King Piccolo story itself, he is pictured with a cast on that leg. That is, until chapter 161, when Yamcha is seen with a cast on his right leg instead. But this wasn't the last time Toriyama made a mistake with Yamcha's character design either. Moments before androids 19 and 20 arrive on the scene, Yamcha is pictured with an older hairstyle for a split second before returning back to his updated modern hairstyle. Poor Yamcha. Toriyama keeps forgetting him. There are, of course, other examples of design mishaps and mistakes in the series, but most of them are results of filling in the wrong amount of black when it should have been left white. Funnily enough, those aren't even Toriyama's mistakes either. They're his assistants. Their job was to fill in the blacks of Toriyama's drawings, and famously, Toriyama designed the Super Saiyan form itself to have white or blonde hair in order to reduce his assistants' workload, filling in all those pesky black segments. Sticking with even more Dragon Ball inconsistencies, a stated rule of the Tenkaichi Budokai is that no foreign objects or weapons are permitted in the tournament. And as we've seen with the likes of Tao Pai Pai, who was disqualified when he pulled a knife during his bout with Ten Shinhan, disqualification was inevitable. This makes sense, rules are important, blah blah blah. However, what happens during Kami and Piccolo's matchup is something of a gray area? Pulling out a foreign object in the form of a vial to house Piccolo within using the Mafuba, Piccolo ends up Uno reversing the Guardian of Earth's efforts and seals him away instead. Naturally, I don't think the adjudicators and officials realize the extent of what took place, but surely they can see what has been done could not have taken place without the small foreign object that was used. Is it a foul? I'm not really sure, but I kinda lean towards yes. If you think it is a foul, then that means that Goku actually won the tournament way ahead of when he thought he did. Alright, let's move on to Dragon Ball Z.
I'm not gonna argue that one too much. I really don't care. But then again, like, a blade being swung at you is going to cause some sort of advantage in destructive capacity. The Mafuba is not. If you're strong enough to resist it, you can resist it. And again, this is just actively stated, and hence why Piccolo reflected it. So, you know, I don't think that's like a disadvantage thing, but sure. No, he called it like inconsistencies.
All right, lads, it's time for a word from our wonderful sponsors.
Skip.
When it came to Raditz versus the joined forces of Goku and Piccolo, I think...
Wait, chat, am I loud? Oh, shit, bro. This push got me losing it. Chat, am I louder than the shit? Like, I want to actually, like, let me see.
We can all agree it was a short but very
hello.
hinting towards the potential Gohan would ultimately offer the story moving forward. But I can't be the only one who thought Goku didn't need to die here. You know the way people complain about there being enough room for Jack on that door Rose is flowing on during the Titanic? Well, this is my Titanic. Why didn't Goku just grab his tail again? What reason is there for him not to? The circumstances are practically the exact same. The only real difference is that Goku is weaker and more injured, which is even more of a reason he should have grabbed his tail again in the first place. I don't...
Because the tail weak. Oh my God! Again, you didn't read. The tail weakness is only enacted when someone is strong enough to enact it. Goku was weakened at that point, and even then, he had to use all his might to squeeze on Raditz's tail to get him in a disadvantaged state when he had his full power initially. That drained, and Goku was getting the fuck beat out of him continuously. Not to mention the Kamehamehas that he continuously threw, which were actively draining him. So yes, he was drained and weakened, and he could not do anything else except for hold Raditz in place. Raditz was off guard, and he held him there. Now, if Raditz quite literally was just like, oh yeah, fuck Goku, he could have just beat the shit out of him right there and then moved on. Like,
I don't know. It's a little clunky, but I do ultimately understand why Toriyama went this way. It is a great encounter after all. Sticking with the nitpicking and contrivances, in Chapter 28 of Dragon Ball Z, Vegeta reads Goku's incoming power as a huge problem and urgently instructs Nappa to kill them all before he arrives. I mean, I get it. He wants to eradicate all the players on the field because them with Goku could prove to be a lot more trouble than they're prepared for. It makes sense. But why didn't Vegeta do it too? Even if he did believe that Nappa had this all in the bag, surely he would be able to get it done faster, and time is of the essence after all. It's a shame.
yeah, time is of the essence, and so is his pride. Why the fuck would I lessen myself to deal with these little fucking Tweedledees and Tweedledums when I got this fucking oaf to do it for me? That's just how Vegeta was thinking. So again, pointless nitpick, but like I said, Vegeta was a king of only stepping in when he had to. Like, and he knew for a fact that Nappa could have slammed all of them easily. Why would he need to dirty his own hands? There's no point.
Really, because if Vegeta took this proactive approach, he could have won easily. Though I suppose Yajirobe would still be lurking around there somewhere.
Agreed.
While I do love the Saiyan saga more than most sane human beings probably should, it has some of the most convenient and retroactively convenient moments of the series. First up, we have Goku traveling to the battlefield. When this was written, Goku traveling via the Nimbus Cloud was a totally reasonable choice. However, due to what Toriyama wrote Popo to be capable of doing with his magic carpet immediately following this battle, one must wonder, why didn't Popo just teleport him to the action in the first place? I guess Gohan and Piccolo wouldn't have had time to have their epic sacrificial moment then, so in some ways I am happy Popo was stingy in that moment.
He didn't meet Popo. Popo wasn't even like, nigga, Popo was in his own world. That nigga, bro, like, Popo was training niggas, but again, he didn't step in. He didn't feel the need to. Why? This is such nip, bro. Where do we get to the plot holes at?
On to the
Where are the
issue.
plot
During the
holes?
closing moments of the Vegeta fight, Gohan regenerates his tail at a time so perfect, God himself couldn't have divined it more timely. 1 second it's there, all is lost, and boom, tail. I love the moment that stems from this, but goddamn does it feel like Toriyama loved the thought of Vegeta being crushed by the symbol of Saiyan supremacy so much that he just said, fuck it, we ball, and drew it anyway. Logic be damned. But to be fair, it is a great moment. The fight would have been worse without it, and it was also one of the very first episodes of Dragon Ball that I saw. I guess Gohan's crushing of Vegeta left an impression not just on the Saiyan Prince, but me as well. Very funny. Finally, there's the Spirit Bomb being bounceable by those pure of heart. Like most of Toriyama's writing, this doesn't directly contradict anything, but it is a new property of the technique that's revealed at a moment right before it's needed. All to facilitate, again, a brilliant and...
What? No, it's not. Because the technique is directly stated to harm those with evil intent. Are we fucking serious? Did we read? Did we read? I'm really trying to understand. How the fuck did we get this far in life and not know how to read, bro? Like, this shit is crazy. Yeesh. I'm trying to find the Spirit Bomb statement from King Kai. Give me a second, y'all. Let me see. Should be chapter 17. Yeah. right around here. So that we get to the last day. And then the explanation. So again, I'm really trying to understand where the fuck this wasn't mentioned. Even in the Daizenshu, it's described to be only focused on those that are evil. Next.
Memorable moment, but it does come at the cost of feeling a little contrived.
I guess. To add every 5 seconds.
Which honestly doesn't really matter much because even with all those things I just outlined, this arc still rules. Let's move on to the Namek saga because this one I stumbled across only very recently. In chapter 55, Zarbon and Dodoria react to Vegeta's new power level of 24,000. Zarbon goes on to explain that Vegeta's level is higher now than either of theirs. Acknowledging this, Frieza remarks that Vegeta still shouldn't be an issue if they were to fight him together. None of this is really an issue until chapters 69 and 70 roll around, where Zarbon reveals that he has had this gross transformation up his sleeve the entire time, and more than that, Frieza knew about it too, thus contradicting the exchange that took place in chapter 55. I like inconsistencies like these because it inadvertently shows Toriyama's thought process. By chapter 55, he hadn't yet considered transformation for the likes of Zarbon or perhaps any of the other characters like Frieza, but by 69, those ideas had well and truly taken root.
You have no evidence for that. That's just like a random argument that you made to justify like the inconsistency, and it's not inconsistent because we're avoiding the possibility of Zarbon just outright not wanting to transform and keeping it hidden and concealed and operating on it as if it doesn't exist because he genuinely draws discomfort from it. And Frieza knows that, right? So again, why would Frieza not accustom himself to what Zarbon wants? You feel me? Like, I don't really think that's like... Did y'all see what I'm saying, or am I just saying dumb shit? Like, okay, let me try this like simplify. What I'm saying is, right, that Zarbon's reason for concealing his transformation and for not showing it is because he literally does not want to show it, right? More on that. Zarbon's power level is still 23,000. Vegeta's power level is 24. Vegeta still should have beat Zarbon. So again, with that said, if that's what you're trying to argue, you're still wrong even in that. But, or no, it's 23 in normal form. Fuck, I'm slow. Holy shit, let me stop trying to be such a dick. All right. On to the point though. What I'm saying is, the reason he keeps the transformation concealed is literally just because of the fact of how it draws literal discomfort for him to be that ugly. Frieza can know this and then accustom like the way he views Zarbon in battle and view it that way, the same way Zarbon does. I feel like I'm yapping dumb shit, but y'all get the point. Basically, he's accustoming Zarbon and like trying to make Zarbon feel comfortable by seeing the transformation the same way he does, and like saying like, you know, and just like assuming all combat situations as if he isn't going to use that form. There we go. That's where I'm. That's it. That's okay. I think that's the best one. That's the best way to explain it. But yeah, Frieza knew about it. That doesn't really change what I said though.
After all, the term Super Saiyan wasn't first used during the Namek or Frieza sagas like many of you might recall. It was first used during the Saiyan saga by Nappa, who referred to the hybrid of Saiyans and humans as yielding a Super Saiyan of sorts. Somewhat different to the legend it would ultimately be retconned into being later. In chapter 133 of Dragon Ball Z, for some reason, Gohan needs to inform Bulma that Krillin can't be brought back to life because he's already been revived using the Dragon Balls once before. He needs to tell her this, even though she was literally part of the conversations that illuminated those very limitations in the first place. And look, people can forget, Bulma's human after all, but she's also the smartest human in the world. That's sort of her whole bag, right?
Who gets one-track minded at times. That's not a contradiction. What the fuck? Or an inconsistency. Nitpick. Pick City.
And so I think it's clear that this bizarre conversation between these two only really exists to allow Dende to overhear. Because once he does, he then goes on to explain how the Namekian Dragon Balls have no such limitations. It's a clunky piece of storytelling, but ultimately it is inoffensive. What I enjoy about this little clunk is that it again shows us more of that flying by the seat of his pants storytelling Toriyama was famous for, creating narrative solutions to problems in real time. Sometimes they are seamless, but other times they are a little more obvious. Kinda like this next one. And while it is by far the most petty inclusion so far, I do think it's kind of funny. Following the events of the Frieza saga, Yamcha and Tenshinhan are both brought back to the land of the living. Hooray, right? Despite having his hand punched off by Nappa, Tenshinhan is restored with his hand intact. But Yamcha's scars are still there?
Oh, holy shit. Okay, so let me just make sure I have a few things correct. I just want to I don't want to be a dick again. Just give me a second. Hold on, y'all. Exactly as I fucking thought. Yamcha has always had these scars. Here's the issue. When you die and come back to life, you get healed of the injuries that killed you. Holy shit. The fatigue of losing his arm and then getting beat the fuck up by Nappa is what killed Tien. Thus, he got his arm back. Yamcha got his fucking body blown to Narnia, right? Where is this gonna but he didn't get any scars from it. His body got dirted up, but that's about it. He didn't get scars from it. He didn't get the fuck. So these shouldn't be healed because they're not what killed him. Holy
why?
shit.
I'll tell you why, because that's what his toy looks like, and goddammit, kids need an obvious way to differentiate Yamcha from Goku.
Has Kyrie texted you back?
I don't want to talk about it.
How was the math test?
Don't want to talk about it.
You need to talk to somebody. I talked to my Talkspace therapist.
Can't afford it. And still.
But, of course, to round out my nitpicks from the Namek arc, I would be remiss if I didn't give an honorable mention to the giant fish that came out of absolutely nowhere to distract Vegeta from discovering the Earthlings at the exact right moment. Man, first his tail regenerates, and now this. Gohan
Is that even canon, bro? I'm not even about to stretch that.
is one lucky kid. Actually, maybe Vegeta's just really unlucky? Okay, so around now would be about the time that I'd get into some Cell stuff. But to be honest, I don't think I have much to say about this arc because
I haven't heard a single plot hole yet. I haven't heard a single contradiction yet. Oh my God.
most of the main inconsistencies are, one, already widely known, and two, weren't Toriyama's fault. Stuff like androids 19 and 20 being changed to 17 and 18, and then those guys being benched for Cell in his subsequent transformations, were all due to editorial suggestion, and that's common knowledge at this point. If you didn't know that, then welcome to the internet. But jokes aside, those are cool examples of Toriyama's proficiency when it comes to pivoting a story in a very natural manner. Though I will say that there is a mistake that even those eagle-eyed amongst you might not have seen. It's another minor coloring mistake on the first page of Dragon Ball Z chapter 161. Following the battle with androids 17 and 18, Trunks, Piccolo, Tenshinhan, and Vegeta are left lying on the rubble below, utterly defeated, but, hilariously, you can see that Toriyama's assistant never colored in Piccolo. What I like about this is that you can see Toriyama even went to the trouble of marking the areas that needed inking with an X. It's an easy mistake to make, and to be perfectly honest, one that I would absolutely make because I didn't even see Piccolo lying on that rubble. But of course, this isn't to say that Toriyama didn't make honest mistakes during this arc either. Famously, in Dragon Ball Z chapter 196, Toriyama decided to cut Trunks' hair and maintained that bowl cut look right through to chapter 200, which was entitled The Cell Games Begin. However, by the time he touches down on the battlefield in chapter 201, Toriyama, I guess, decided to Play-Doh that hair right out and over his neck again. What a king.
By the way, Trunks, wasn't your hair, like, shorter yesterday?
Yeah, I decided I liked it longer.
Moving swiftly on, I always found it funny looking back on the Namek material and reading Frieza say stuff to Goku like, "He never dreamed someone more powerful than Captain Ginyu would have shown up." Now I find that funny not just because Frieza had literally just fought the likes of Gohan, Piccolo, and a super-powered Vegeta, all of whom are at this point much more powerful than Ginyu, but also because in the canon special, Yo, Son Goku and His Friends Return, the villains of the story, Avo and Kado, were apparently ranked alongside the Ginyu Force during Namek and somehow, on their adventures, managed to get stronger than Frieza himself too. And okay, yeah, alright, I know I said I wouldn't talk about power levels, but that and this next one from Resurrection F broke my brain.
Pause. I've already made the video, but Goten's been stronger than Frieza. That's been a thing, so we can just move on from that. If we're talking like base to base, or like base Goten to final form or full power Frieza. Excuse me. And that being the new shock, I guess, but I mean, even then, that's still not really like a plot hole or an inconsistency.
Who told that nigga to get on this beat and do that shit?
Where the fucking video go? Oh.
According to Frieza, he never trained a day in his life because he never saw a need to.
Yep.
This would be fine if not for what happened next. Over the course of a few months, Frieza becomes stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Goku, with his stamina being the only reason he ended up losing. This is weird, not just because, well, you know, holy shit, it's ridiculous, but also because it radically reframes the Namek saga and Frieza's fear of the legendary Super Saiyan for the worse. It transforms this compelling and visceral fear Frieza has into a simple act of laziness. Just a small, tiny bit of effort, and this guy could have gotten thousands of times stronger than a Super Saiyan. And so, thanks to Resurrection F, it has become canon that Frieza feared exercise far more than the legendary Super Saiyan threat, which
Okay.
might be the funniest thing Toriyama has ever unintentionally written. Circling back to the special for just a brief second, but what's the deal with Tarble, Vegeta's younger brother? The guy looks like a teenager, but quite literally cannot be more than 5 or 6 years younger than Vegeta. So you're telling me that this kid is in his 40s or 50s? To be clear, this isn't really a mistake or an inconsistency as much as it is just something that makes me feel unreasonably uncomfortable. Also, that's his wife. How about that? When it comes to Dragon Ball Super, there are, of course, a lot of these inconsistencies that have yet to be addressed, most of which I would assume don't have anything to do with Akira Toriyama. But let's get into it. Beerus claims that he has eradicated the dinosaurs, but we see them all over Dragon Ball, and there's even one in the film he makes this very claim. Additionally, we see Future Trunks' hair change from lavender to teal, but perhaps the
Evolution exists. Also, just wanted to say this real quick. This is like, that was the one good plot hole he had in this entire argument, and even then, that can still be explained.
king of inconsistency is Krillin and his height. The guy cannot catch a break. I know it's minor, but this guy goes from reasonably short but still normal to downright unsized by the time Super rolls around. And speaking of height, according to the Dragon Ball timeline, Trunks should have been much taller during the Universe Survival arc, given that this was the same year the History of Trunks chapter supposedly took place during Future Trunks' timeline. But by far, the most glaring and frankly annoying plot holes in the entire series for me have been those found in the Future Trunks arc. First off, after a certain point in the arc, none of the timeline claims made by either Whis, Goasu, or even the guidebooks trying to explain it have any logic behind them. It makes no sense. Which, honestly, I could get past, if not for this scene.
What the fuck happened? Do you know what's really fun? Making a website on Whis.
Bro said like nothing to explain why it didn't make sense.
Without knowing that the technique even existed, let alone was even possible, Trunks randomly starts to use the Genki Dama to form a spirit sword to cut Fusamasu in half. It is a wild decision creatively to make, and the worst part is, it doesn't even kill him. But yeah, that's about it. There is, of course, a plot hole in practically every piece of fiction ever made, but when it comes to something as old and beloved as Dragon Ball, for me, there's something fun about getting to see these small mistakes because it almost feels like you're seeing a new side of a formative story that you grew up with. It's novel. These are moments in time where the shiny, forward-facing facade of the Dragon Ball story gave way and offered a brief glimpse into the mind of one of Japan's greatest. Immortalized in these moments of indecision, inconsistency, and in some cases contrivance, I can't help but enjoy them more and more upon each read-through. But, to be honest, this fun video has kind of given me an idea. It's gotten me to wonder if maybe these mistakes or inconsistencies could be fixed without changing the story that surrounds them. Is there a way to help Goku survive his first fight against King Piccolo and still create a circumstance for him to climb Karin Tower? Is there a way to make Trunks having a spirit sword possible? Probably not with that last one, but I think I want to try. So, tune in next week to see if I can fill in these plot holes without altering the story surrounding them.
Nothing he said was a plot hole. He just said, oh, this is bad, and this sucks, and this is trash, and this, yeah, nah. Alright, y'all. It's been a minute kicking it with y'all. I am going to go devour my food, and see y'all later. Peace out.